This is The Happiness Blueprint, the podcast where we uncover how people build happier lives.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Happiness Blueprint podcast. I'm here with two new friends. What are your names and what campus are you from?
Hi, everybody. My name is Giovi Kaczynski, and I'm with the University of Tampa.
Hi, my name is Addison Sanders, and I'm also with the University of Tampa.
Awesome. You said Giovi, just make sure I'm pronouncing it beautiful.
Yes,
Awesome.
thank you.
Nice to meet you. What are you involved with on campus? What events are you involved in producing? What's kind of your role on campus?
Yeah, so we work with student productions. I'm the recreation chair, so I make on-campus events and off-campus events and trips. And yeah, I really have a lot of creative freedom with it, which is very nice.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm also in student productions. I'm the social media marketer, so I essentially just make all of the flyers, keep our Instagram running. Just letting the students know when and where our events are and just keeping them up to date with the fun things we have coming.
That's the goal. And have you all been involved in this for a couple years on campus? This is a new activity for you. What's your kind of background?
We were on the committee last year for it, and then this year's our first year on the exec board. So it's been really fun getting to see like all the behind the scenes that like we heard a lot about last year. So and this is our first NACA, and we're having so much fun. So
Incredible, yes. Happy to have you all here.
Yeah.
What surprised you? It sounds like you've been I guess we've all been going to events our whole lives here. It sounds like you've been new to the executive side of producing it. What first surprised you as you got into planning events and producing events? What was something that caught you off guard as you got into it?
Yeah.
Ooh, for me, it would probably be how much work truly goes into it. With all of the planning, I never thought about location and all of that, vendors especially, having to reach out and work with the budget and all of that. So yeah, it's just been interesting to see the other side of it and truly see how much goes into it because it's a lot more than you would expect.
It's an unbelievable amount. I think, I've been working with UF6 for many years now, and every year I'm shocked when I show up and see all the trucks unloading. It's like, how many trucks do we need to do this stage?
How do we get all
does it
this
take?
here? Yeah, it's insane.
And how does it all get up and become a show? Yes, I see it in the back of the trucks. This is great. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But this isn't a show. This is a pile of stuff that looks cool to me because I'm a nerd and I like this stuff, but I know not everyone else operates that way.
Right.
What about you? What surprised you as you got into producing events?
I would say honestly the same thing. I think a lot of people just think like, oh, because you do the social media, like it takes you 5 minutes to make a Canva post, but like it's the complete opposite of that. You have to make sure that like the post is going to draw people in a way that they're going to want to come to the event. So it's been difficult with that, but it's been so much fun and it's worth all of my time and energy. So
I think the marketing side is always an interesting one. Of course, it is the side that I'm directly involved in as well. But I think it's an interesting one of like, we can plan a great event, but without marketing, no one comes to the video event. It doesn't exist without the marketing. So while it is, while it can be a cynical person and go, it's an Instagram post. Let's be honest about it. It's like, one Instagram post is really important. And without that post, there is no one in the store. And the goal is to make people happy, right? We put events on to make campus better, to make people's lives better.
Right.
If they don't come to the event, that's kind of hard to accomplish here. How do you navigate some of these stresses, right? Where the social media posts are so easy to belittle and so easy to overlook and so easy to be like, here, I'm going to take a picture. It's up, done.
Yeah.
But that's not enough.
Yeah.
Right? How do you balance this pressure to make sure that you are doing the best version and finding the best way to sell this event to people?
I think obviously just collaborating with my fellow exec members. Obviously, I can't put my posts together unless I have all of their information. So I think just texting them, asking them like what they want to see on the flyer for people to come is really important. But I would say kind of similar to that, just communication with everyone is always key. And they are there to help you. They're not there to make your life harder. So definitely relying on your fellow executive members helps for sure.
You're right. They're here to help you. They're here to make your life harder.
Yeah.
And that's hard to accept on a team sometimes.
It sure
sometimes
is.
feels like people are only there to make your life harder. They're only there to be thorns in my side and go through. I think leading all teams is the same. Whether we're building events or building communities, I think building families probably falls in the same category here of like, I don't have kids. I can imagine it would feel like having a 2-year-old is like, they're doing everything they can to annoy me. They're just, that's all they're trying to do here.
Their
And
only
hopefully,
goal.
yes. How do you navigate managing that team, Joby? What are some of the strategies you use as you're a part of the team, as you're managing the team, as you're helping support your teammates here? How are you trying to do that productively and successfully and navigate it when it feels like there's a squeaky wheel that you just can't quite come to terms with?
Right. Definitely just clear communication, kind of like Addison said, especially being not the only recreation chair. I work very closely with another person who has the same position as me. Just keeping everything clear and very lined up. We have so many different documents and it's kind of difficult to make sure to make sure that everyone is on the same page with everything. So really reaching out to everybody during our meetings, talking about everything that needs to be talked about, really just keeps everything running smoothly.
Is that stressful for you? How do you manage this?
Yes, it is definitely stressful.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
I don't know. I really just manage it by reaching out to everybody. It is kind of hard to do it all individually, but we do have one-on-ones about once a week with the president, vice president, our advisors. So I really just work like that to try to keep everybody on the same page, because it does get to be a lot with each individual event, all the things that go into it. But
I think the one-on-ones are so valuable here, where the goal is to speak to people in the way they need to be spoken to.
Yeah.
And that's not the same, right? That is communicating. It's like, if communicating was, here's one blanket message that it's going to work for everyone.
Exactly.
It's pretty easy. This would be a much easier process here. But that's not realistic, right? The goal is to communicate to whoever you're talking to, is figuring out what language do you understand? What are you internalizing here? Like, do you need a little tough love? Do you need a really soft hand in this? Like, how do you respond to stress here? How do you manage this as you're working on the marketing side of this? Like, communication is your entire process here. I think there are so many different ways you can sell an event or try and communicate to people. This event is somewhere you need to be. How do you navigate communicating to people in the way they need to be communicated to, or they're receptive to?
I think really just like giving them what they want to see is a big part. I think if you're going to ask people for opinions on what you want and you don't give it to them, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. So I think really striving to give them what they want to see and what they want really helps. But I think with social media, people love to see like flashy and like really high key, like beautiful productions together. So I think we're really trying to aim for that and really making these flyers that people won't just go past and be like, oh, it's just another post. So I think really just listening to what people are telling you and not having it go like one ear and out the other is really key to it as well.
I think you're right that we're going to work very hard on this, but sometimes people are going to scroll right past
They
it.
sure are.
And that stinks. And sometimes you're going to come to the event and they're going to take the free food, the free shirt,
and then
and they're going to walk right back out. And that stinks. That's frustrating. That's unfortunate. I think this is true of events. This is true of hosting a Super Bowl party. This is true of a birthday party. This is true of so many different things in life. How do you manage those moments where it's like, I worked so hard, I want this to go well, and that doesn't quite always pay out sometimes? How do you manage that disappointment? How do you pick yourself back up to gain some positive momentum again?
I think with me, it's getting together with my team and talking about the things that might have gone wrong and making a clear plan on how to make it better for next time. And also talking with the people who did show up to the event, seeing that they liked it, and it really does keep the morale up, seeing that people do like the events, even if one of them kind of flops a little bit. It's still good to see that people do enjoy it and they care.
Sorry if I hit a sore spot. It sounds like there is one that flops here that you might be alluding to, and I won't hold you preaching entire for that. It does happen. It does, and I think part of this is like, it's about being brave and taking chances here. And oftentimes those chances pan out, and that's why things go well. Part of taking a chance means there isn't a possibility.
It's a part of the showbiz, unfortunately.
And it's part of being human. Right? It's a part of, I think that is the key of putting on events here, is you're learning how to take chances and learning how to scaffold these things.
For sure.
And that's a life skill that will never stop being valuable to you, and hopefully will only grow in value for you. Is that like, to find what we want in life, we have to put ourselves out there, right? I love singing and editing. My toxic trait perhaps is that I just want to sit and edit. And that's a great thing. It's great to love my work. But it also insulates me, right? It is me saying, I don't want to deal with the scary risk of failure. I want to stay with my computer, with my footage, where I am in control of what is happening here. And that's not the best way to grow, right? For me to grow, I have to go out there and take a chance and try something new. How do you find the momentum to do that, Addison?
I think just giving myself patience as well. Editing and making sure everything's in like the perfect spot takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. So I think just giving myself grace and a lot of time to also make the post, not doing it like the night before where I'm rushing, I feel overstimulated, I can't put my best work on there, is really important. So definitely just giving myself patience, because I am trying to get better at my TikTok and my influencing page. So I've been editing a lot of videos lately and it takes a long time. So I praise you for loving the editing, but it takes a lot of patience. So I think that's just important to remember when doing the whole process of it.
Yes. Yeah. What about you? What kind of motivates you in some of these moments where things get tough?
Yeah, I think what motivates me is seeing everybody's happy faces when they do come to my events, and especially the aftermath. Like, if people let me know that they liked what I did, it really just picks me up and makes me
builds the spirit.
It builds the spirit. I want to plan the next one. I want to keep going, making the next one better and better, getting a better turnout, just having people enjoy my events.
This episode of the Happiness Blueprint podcast is brought to you by Vibarks. Goals, budgets, and KPIs can tell you what happened, but they don't tell you how people felt while doing the work. Happiness is the most important metric of all, and it needs a system. Vibarks is that system for prioritizing your mental health and tracking emotional metrics for individuals, teams, and even projects. Users submit a weekly 2-minute check-in online or in the app for metrics like happiness, stress, and utilization. Then, VibeArcs processes that data into quantified metrics that help spot patterns, celebrate wins, and encourage support where needed. Personally, I loved using VibeArcs with my team at GBM6. It felt like such a great way to check in with myself and make sure I'm hitting both my professional and my personal goals. I especially love that it asks me for 3 things that I'm happy about every week. During busy season, I find that things can feel a little chaotic and stressful, so this has felt like a really great tool to reframe my focus and make sure I'm aware of how many great things are happening around me, even in the most stressful moments. VibeArcs is free forever for individuals, .edu teams, and .org teams. All other organizations can start with a 60-day free trial and then pay just $5 per user per month to build a healthier, happier, and more engaged workplace. Check out the link in our description to get started on your own journey towards a happier personal and professional life. Thank you to VibeArcs for sponsoring today's episode. All right, back to the show. I like to also think about like the ripple effect of this, of like, hopefully this makes my attendees' day better. If 100%. They go home and are kinder to their loved one, if they go home and do their homework because they were happy instead of trying to, like, there is a tremendous ripple that is possible that you can't quantify. You'll never see it, right? You'll see the people come to the event. You might hear them say, that was so good, I had so much fun. But you won't hear their mom be like, they came home and actually talked to me.
I never even thought about it like that, too. That's such a great perspective to think of.
So I think that ripple is important of like, we don't always know the impact we're having. And it's our job just to be diligent and do our best so that we can have this impact and try to make that. Is that why you think events are so powerful here? Like, what motivates you to put these events on for people? Because it is a lot of work. There is a lot of stress. There is a lot of late nights and headache and collaboration and all these things that are great in a lot of ways, but boy, do they take discipline and time to put in. What motivates you to keep making people happy?
Ooh, I think what motivates me is thinking about how I was when I first came to the school. I came to the school as a very scared freshman, not having any friends because I was so far away from home, and going to the Student Productions Committee and going to all the events especially, and just really feeling picked up, and I made so many friends there. It just makes me want to do that for other students and especially new freshmen, just to make them feel comfortable and welcome in their space.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree. One of the first events we went to together was a sunset social. So we went to the beach. They had popsicles and stuff there. And that was when her and I kind of got closer and really met. And now we're on the exec team together. We're going to be roommates next year. We're in all these classes together. So I think just knowing that people can truly meet one of their best friends just from going to one simple event is really encouraging, something that definitely makes me want to make the posters look good and really help with the events that we're doing. So
that's something that we're very aware of at GBM6. It's something that someone said in an interview to me this year that really stuck out is I met my best friend at this concert my freshman year. Now we're roommates talking about the rest of our lives. And it's that's a powerful gift. When we set out to make the concert, we weren't thinking about hopefully you meet the person that you're going to be your right-hand man, so to speak, your right-hand woman.
For sure. Exactly.
But that's an incredibly powerful gift, and maybe they would have crossed paths somewhere else. I guess the universe works in mysterious ways, and who knows how that would have worked. But it happened here. It didn't happen somewhere else. It didn't happen in orientation. It didn't happen in your math class freshman year. It happened at the concert that we all put together.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's really, really powerful.
Yeah.
I have 2 last questions I'd love to wrap up with you. One of them is advice you'd have for your past self. So you kind of talked about how the freshman version of you was so scared and you came in a shell. It could be advice for that version of you, the high school version of you. What's something that you've learned through putting on events and being vulnerable and kind of taking these chances that you think would have benefited the past you, that would have saved you some headache back in the...
Ooh, definitely just be yourself and put yourself out there. You wouldn't be able to find the people that are meant for you if you're not being yourself. Because, just to really put yourself out there, because it really does make the biggest difference and helps you meet an insane amount of people and make those connections that'll help you in the long run.
For sure.
I think you're right. And putting yourself out there is a challenging thing. It sounds so simple.
It's scary.
But it is scary to go volunteer for the club, to go say, I'm going to join this. I look back at my college self, and I was not someone who was getting involved. I was like, what if they're all losers? What if I don't like these people? But of course, they weren't all losers. I was the loser for being skeptical of them and thinking I was too cool to be involved. But in hindsight, it's maybe I should have joined the club. Maybe I should have taken a chance. And I think you're right. That is the key to everything. Is taking that chance and give yourself the opportunity to find the good thing.
For sure.
Because y'all wouldn't have met if you didn't decide to go to the club.
For sure. For sure,
What's some advice for class stuff?
I would say just like everything's gonna be okay. Like it all.
Sorry,
will
that
work
is
out.
the shatter room, the stress room over there.
Yes, the
that
paint
I
going
keep
off
hearing,
all
and it
the
scares the
time.
heck out of me all the time.
Yeah.
So yes, sorry for
No,
those
it's
listening
okay.
who just heard
It
that.
scared me too.
Yes.
I was trying to ignore it, but
You're doing a great job, but it felt like an elephant in the room that I had to acknowledge.
yeah, I would just say
sorry,
everything's gonna be okay, and like everything falls in place, happens for a reason. I think definitely listen to your parents when they tell you to go out and make friends and be yourself, because without it, I'd probably be trapped in my room doing who knows what, not in Ohio and a
Yeah.
random weekend in February, living my best life, meeting all these amazing people. So I think it's okay to be yourself and adventure out there for sure.
Sarcastically, doesn't it stink when your parents are right?
Always.
There's so many things I
I'm
look
like,
back
okay,
and go,
mom and dad, like whatever. Yeah.
I wish,
They're
yeah.
always right.
My example here is always that my parents were both teachers, so when I was coming home and complaining about
Oh,
homework,
yeah.
they would go, "No, you have to do it. It's important."
Yeah.
And I'd go, "No, it's dumb.
not, yeah.
I don't need to do it."
Yeah.
And my dad's line was always, "You're not learning math. You're learning how to learn." That the act of studying here is teaching you what discipline is, what work is, and like
Yeah.
you don't know calculus now, but if you do this every day for the rest of the year,
Yeah.
your finals are gonna look a whole lot different than like your intake exam would have looked.
Wow.
And as a kid, I was like, "No, Dad, they're not. They're teaching me math. You're like,
Right.
When
it's
am I
not-
ever going to use this again?
you're making this way too hard." And now
Yeah.
it's like, you're right.
Yeah.
I am learning how to learn.
I guess. Yeah.
It stinks how that happens
Yeah.
sometimes, but it is important. I
Yeah,
think
for sure.
the lesson here is to accept the wisdom of people around us, even if
Yeah.
it doesn't quite make sense to us now.
Yeah.
Oftentimes there's more profoundness to it
For
than we
sure.
realize. I don't know if profoundness is a word, but it is now.
It is now.
Um,
I found it.
So beautiful.
Learning.
Last question from both.
Yeah.
Something that makes you happy outside it. So we've talked a lot about college events, a lot of campus events. Addison, I'll start with you because
Okay.
I've put you on the spot here a couple of times to start. So Addison, yes, something that makes you happy. It could be a place
Yeah.
you love going, a hobby you love doing, a craft you love making, a hole in the wall that you love going to that we all should
Yeah.
know about. What makes you happy?
I would say definitely going to the beach with friends, with family. I'm a huge family-oriented girl, so anything that I get to do with my family always just has a special place in my heart. But definitely a place is the beach. I am very jealous that I'm not at the beach on a nice 80-degree weather in Tampa, but this is so much better. But
This is so
yeah,
much fun.
he's like maybe, but yeah, no, definitely the beach and hanging out with my family for sure.
I'm going back to Connecticut after this. I'm going to argue the beach is better. than-
Oh, no,
Don't look at me like that. It's not that
Yeah.
bad. We're okay.
Still kind of cold.
My roommate from last year lives. She's there right now. She lives there.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Is there a specific beach that you love? Is it just like the beach in general? Is
Ooh.
there like a beach that you all went to? Is there?
I love Destin, Florida, that beach. But closer to my house, Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. My family and I go there. We try to go there almost every summer, and I love it so much. I miss it. I'm excited to
Okay.
go back soon. But
All right,
yeah.
we'll be there soon enough. It'll be
Yeah.
80 degrees again
Yeah.
soon enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess sooner for you than the rest of us,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
But awesome. Yeah. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy, I would say, is my campus and the opportunities it's given me. I know that kind of connects back to student productions.
Yeah.
But having the opportunity to go to the University of Tampa is truly something that's so amazing to me. Being from Chicago, it's a really big change, but it really helped me put myself out there. And the campus is beautiful. I don't know if you've
Insane.
ever seen it before. It is so pretty, and I just love it there so much. You can hammock by the river. There's just so many opportunities that it gives you. Go on walks. Like, we just saw videos. It was this weekend, so we weren't there, but there were dolphins just jumping out of the
Jumping.
river. Just
Right behind our
casually,
campus,
'cause
yeah.
Of course,
I
but
have like 4 feet of snow in my apartment.
I know.
We'll give our Tampa weather to you. Push it over
Exactly.
there. Yeah.
We need it. We need it desperately. Awesome. That's beautiful. It makes me happy just hearing about it, so I can only imagine how
Yeah.
beautiful it would have been to
Yeah,
see.
it's just truly amazing to be able to live there, and yeah, it just gives me so much, and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. Thanks for
Thank
taking
you
the
so
time to eat
much.
present with us here.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, this has been the Happiness Blueprint Podcast. Thank you, friends.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Perfect. We did it.
That was so fun.
Thanks for listening to The Happiness Blueprint, powered by GBM6. It's about making people happy.